Okay. So, the predominant makeup of the nursing population, starting kind of large and moving smaller, where the majority of nurses are female. I think we've all kind of figured that out. The article said that 9.6% of nurses are male, but 76% of those men are working in hospitals. So there aren't a lot of males in other areas like home health or clinics, etc. And that 41% of the nurse anesthetists are male. Breaking that down more, 83.2% of nurses are white or non-Hispanic, and 16.8% are non-white or Hispanic, which includes other races like Black, African American, Latino, Asian, Pacific Islander, American Indian, everything. So that 16.8% is really just everything else. Why is the nursing population predominantly white and there's a large disparity? Well, I think historically nursing has been a female job, but also I think the lack of opportunities other demographics may have because of socioeconomic differences, their opportunity to get an education and to afford an education, just the opportunities they have are different. So how does the RN demographic affect patient population? Well, the RNs that you have and that are caring for the patients, for example, if a patient comes in of a different culture and they're not comfortable with the nurses that are caring for them, or they feel like those nurses aren't culturally competent, they're not going to come back. They're going to feel like that there was ignorance and that they didn't take them seriously or treat them the way that they should. So the RNs caring for the patients can really determine if the patient will continue their medical care or if they'll come back. I also think that when there's a minority nurse caring for another minority, they might see it as someone that they can look up to, someone that's an example, that might show them like, oh yeah, nursing is a job that I can pursue. And does the demographic of the RN population impact patient care and create health care disparities? I think yes, it does. I lost my train of thought. So, it doesn't impact patient care. A nurse from a different culture might not understand the cultural preferences or also the common healthcare problems associated with the race or the demographic that they're caring for. If they aren't aware that diabetes or obesity or heart disease is going to be a common problem for these people, they're not going to do the teaching or encourage can't think of words today, the preventative care for these patients. One of the articles also stated that when there are minority nurses working, they're more likely to push for research that will affect the health disparities. They're going to push for research for diabetes in minorities. They're going to have more knowledge of the health disparities. And also when the minority nurses are in a position of management, they're going to be able to push the resources in the direction that will help the minorities. So the nurses and the roles that they work in can have a really big impact on the type of care, preventative care, and the research care that these patients can get. And then ways we can help this in our practice, I'm probably going to say this a lot this semester, but we can always increase our own personal awareness of demographics, minorities, and other cultures, so that we can be competent and aware of the challenges and healthcare problems that they will face. And then we can also educate our coworkers so that they can be aware and decrease ignorance so that our patients can be taken care of. That's it. Thanks.